So I have story time today. It's like 1:30 in the morning. Kind of tired, but like, it's gonna be a nice idea to come catch some Fortnite content while I was doing a story time. So this story time. Hold up, I'm gonna turn the music off first. So I'm gonna try and get a friend in here too. Calling some friends. This kid might be out. I'm gonna call the kid that I'm doing the story time about. And he probably asleep. Alright, it's fine. I can get it over with anyways. So basically, this one night, so this was like 2 years ago, right? So this takes place at a friend's house after a football party. So yeah, this takes place at a friend's house back when I played football. So this was a football party. I still play football, but like back when I had like it was like fun teams, you know? So me and this kid, his name is Aiden, and Aiden, he was really good on our team. He didn't play that much, but he should have, because he was like freaking fast. And if you were fast back then for football, then you could play. So like, basically me and Aiden. So keep in mind, it's getting dark. So when it gets dark, we were playing manhunt, except we were too scared to go back into his woods. So he has woods. Yeah, obviously he has woods in the back of his yard. So this is his house layout. So he has his driveway, and behind his house is just a ton of woods. Like there's nothing else. And then there's like a house to the left and the right. But it's like at least a 2-minute walk to get to each house. So when we waited till it was nightfall. We were just playing some football, right? And I was on Aiden's team, obviously. Cause like we were best friends this time. Like we were becoming best friends. And he was trying to be like my friend and stuff. And I was like, bet this guy's like pretty chill. He's like trying to be friends. So I'll just give him a chance. So he's actually lit. So nightfall comes. By the way, I just trade everybody in football, obviously. It's cool. So nightfall comes, right? And we're starting, like, keep in mind, we don't leave this house until like 1 o'clock. So we don't, so we wait till like nightfall when it's like 9 o'clock, and we played for like 4 hours until we had to go. So this was at Buddy Drew's house, and when nightfall came, we started playing Manhunt, except it was with a twist. You couldn't go to like you couldn't go in someone else's property, and you couldn't go too far back in the woods. And that's exactly what we did. So he has a trampoline in his backyard. He also had a zip line that went so far, and I'm pretty sure you had to tag them. So yeah, you had to tag them. So me and my boy Aiden, right? We like he catches up with me and he's like trying to talk to me. I was like, okay, this guy, dude's trying to get friends. This is when we become friends. I'm like, you're chill. We should hang out more. So this is when. So we go to hide in like 5 different places and we get caught all times. And we went in places where if like we tried to run, we couldn't. Like we basically got ourselves trapped. So we would go and we'd go and hide in these stupid places, but then one time we found one. So it's pitch black outside, and his trampoline's like on the brink of the woods. Like nobody's. So and they would go to run around the house, and if they didn't see us in the backyard, they'd just keep running in a circle around the house. So a boy named Jack, one of our friends, Jack Mansfield, was on the hunt with, and Drew was too, and he walks around to the back of the house, and I'm like, oh shoot, yeah, we're found. He looks, okay, so we were laying down on this man's trampoline in the backyard of his house. So we were laying down on his trampoline, and we were wearing pretty dirty clothes, and then it's pitch black outside. Like the only light is like a security light in their backyard. And it's not even like a motion sensor. It's just a security light. It just stays on all night, and it's like this little lamp pretty much in the back. So it is pitch black. Nobody's seeing anything. So me and Aiden, I don't know if you can still hear me, but so me and Aiden run, and we're on this trampoline, and people. Is that Josh? I'm just telling the story about how we were hanging with our friends, and we go to hide in their trampoline, and we have dark clothes, so we lay down on this black trampoline, pitch black outside, and nobody sees us. Jack and Andrew come running around, and then the first time we're just chill, like we're like, oh my god, how did they not find us? They run around one more time, and then we're starting to be like, okay, how are they not looking at us? So the third time one of them comes around, like, and they're just on a dead sprint. I laughed so hard, and then my boy Aiden over here laughed with me. He was like, oh shoot. So then he starts laughing, and then I could you not, Jack looked right at me, not even Aiden, right at me, not anywhere else, straight at me, not looking anywhere else. Just the second we laughed, he turns around right at me, and I'm like, oh, what the? I was so scared at this point. So then, so then he just keeps running, and then we laughed so hard once he ran. So then we're like, oh my god. So then, okay, so then, people got found, right? So we get out, start running around, people try and chase us. So me and Aiden were the fastest kids by far on the team. So we outran a kid named Cole and Topper, and he was chasing us. And then we ran around the corner and he couldn't find us, so we hopped on the trampoline and he ran by us and we laughed so hard again. So then when we laughed, he came around and then I think he might have either saw us, he didn't see us the first time, but he definitely saw us one time before. So he didn't see us the first time. So we laughed. He goes, runs back around. He checks in the woods actually. Like Drew and all those other guys didn't check. He actually checks like the woods and almost checks around the trampoline. And he realizes that we weren't there, in quotes. So we actually were there. And then I go back and he runs around again and we laugh and he sees us. So, I mean, at this point, Aiden is still in there. Like, I was gone. Like, he goes to call for me, and I ran out the back part of the trampoline. Like, there's 2 doors of the trampoline. So I run to the back part, and I'm just gone. Like he started laughing, and I was like, all the way almost to the front of the house. And then he looks around to like see where I was on the trampoline. He's like, what? And then he screams my name. I was like, why did you leave me? So then he starts running after me. And then I kid you not, he turned the corner and there's like this little fountain at their house. And then there's like a little like indent in the corner of their house. And then I just take him. Like right when he runs after me, in the corner, I just take them and yank them towards me behind the fountain, and they run right past us. And we start laughing again, and they saw us this time, so we ran and went back on the trampoline, and they walked right past us again. So that was like so hilarious that they walked right past us. So then we ran into the woods, and there was another person there that we didn't see. Like, he was just hiding like on the edge of the woods, like we were trying to do. So then when he was right behind us, and I was, oh my god, like this was terrifying. This man literally just says, "Hi guys," and I was like, what? Like, I screamed so loud that they found us from the front of the yard. Like, they found us obviously because I screamed so loud because I thought that there was somebody right behind it. I was like, oh my, you scared me, like, and I almost started crying. And then Aiden was sitting there laughing at me. So then, obviously, they found us. So they came after us, and this zip line was like at least 50 yards long. So I hopped on this zip line, and I said, bye, Aiden. So then, cause like there's not two things to the zip line. There's only like one down and back, right? So I take off without him, and nobody, like, this is also a bit downhill from the woods to his backyard, just a bit. So I was zooming out of there, and then there was two of them. So I was like, how is there two of you? So then he goes, and there's another one right around the corner waiting for me. So then I run into his garage, and he's like, where'd you go? And then Aiden comes to save the day. He runs right around the corner, and then just scares all of them. Like, haha, you can't catch me. So then they all run after him, and I make a run for it, and I say, tramp, just to like let Aiden know to go to the trampoline if you can. So he goes, and I'm like, did you bring anyone here? And then he goes, no, there's nobody here. Like, I'm sure we're safe. So then that night goes by like that. We were just chilling for like a good solid 10 minutes. And then obviously Drew and Jack come back up because they're slow. So they got caught again. I was like, dude, how do y'all keep getting caught? Like, and then like once they tried to catch us because they ended up finding us because they knew where we were. They were like, let's just target them. So then they tried to go after us the entire time. And we were actually under the trampoline this time. Under that thing. And this was hilarious. Because we were under it and they like looked on top of it. Like we were actually there. And we weren't even like there on top of it. Like we were right under it. So then they went back and we laughed again. And then they go, oh my god, how are y'all like in that area? Like I just checked there. So then he doesn't look under the cause like who would look under a trampoline when it's dark outside? Like nobody's gonna be like, oh, they must be under here. So that's why we would always outsmart them by like trying to pick a spot that we know they wouldn't look even if they knew like what area we were in. So I was like, they're not gonna find us here, right? So they never found us. Like we stayed there. We went past 5 different people, like 5 sets of people. So that's 10 people in total that couldn't even see us. Not catch us, couldn't even see us. So that's how, like, that's why I'm the best mean or the goats of hide and seek or manhunt or tag hide and seek, whatever you want to call it, bro. Like this was crazy. So yeah, then we went inside to have cake, and everybody, like almost everybody, was talking about how good we were. Like, how are you guys like standing there without us knowing, right? So then we were like, cause we were the goats, like we thought we were actually like good at something. So then we eat the cake, bro. It was actually goated. The cake was goated. It was green. So then this kid brings out his dirt bike, right? So he brings out his dirt bike and starts riding it. I'm like, oh my, like it was so loud. So then we play another round of manhunt, except, I mean, we had nowhere else to hide, so we just tried to outrun everybody. But one of them caught us because they tried to do it, everybody against one, or us two, because they knew that we were together. So they knew that everybody against us two, so we're like, alright, bet. So they just tracked us. I mean, and we try to use the bait strategy. So like, if we're gonna get found, then you're gonna bait for me, or I'm gonna bait for you, type stuff. Yeah, that night went by. Oh my god, bro. Okay, so yeah, and then I'm gonna add another story in here about me and Tag. Oh shit. Oh my god. Okay, so this one night, we were going to get a tree at like my friend's house. Actually, it was a Christmas tree, and I don't think it was my friend's house, but my friend knew all of them. But it was a friend from football again, so it wasn't even like I'm like friends with him now. It was just like a friend like a kid I knew from football. Like he was good like me. Like we were quarterbacks. I still am, and he still is, but like we ran that position in both leagues. Like, because I played a year younger than him, even though I was actually older than him. Wait, I was a grade ahead of him. He's older than me, but I was a grade ahead of him, yeah. So I played, younger league than him, and we were dominating, so, like, I was the best quarterback in our league, and he was the best quarterback in theirs, so. One night we went to go get a tree at his parents' friend's house. So they were selling a bunch of Christmas trees, and we found a perfect one, but my parents got a bit tipsy and kept talking to people. Not like a drunk addict, but like just a bit. So then he brought a football, right? But we also didn't just play football, we played tag too, so it was really fun. And this was like 30 acres of just straight land, and then there was like the building of the house, and then there was trees, like the trees that you'd sell for, yeah, Christmas and stuff, pine trees or whatever, and whatnot. And then there was just land, and then there was woods. So it wasn't 30 acres, but it was like 15 football fields long and like 30 football fields wide. It felt like it was so long. So then my boy Aiden was there again, because it was basically kind of a football team thing again. So we got the whole squad against the whole squad. So like his football team against my football team, and we clapped them senseless. I would chase my friend down, quarterback friend down every time he got the ball, and my teammates would just take care of everybody else. So like it was a chill night, and I forgot to add the part. So all of this takes place next to a highway, and across this highway is woods. So I don't know how that hit me. So across this highway is straight woods, right? Like not like land, just straight woods. And then there was us on the other side. So our little stupid asses got this idea to cross the highway when there was nobody, like no cars coming. Or so we thought. So then we were just basically in this ditch, and then there was just woods, like I said. So we were in this ditch, like every time we'd cross the highway to the other side, the part where there wasn't anybody, and we'd go in this ditch, and this car either didn't have his headlights on, or was just extremely silent, because we didn't hear anything. So we get up out this ditch, we're like, it's close, clear. This car starts zooming out of nowhere. I'm like, oh my god. So then it was about to honk, and I swear, if that car honked, we would have been so busted. But thank god that car did not honk. So like, we were chill, and I don't know how, like, if it was me, I would have gotten out and like screamed at the kids that did that stuff, because that's so stupid of us. So then we kept crossing the highway. It was like, we thought it was so fun. And we'd play like tag. Like there was little sheds in there that we could go in, and we would climb up in like the attics of the shed. And one of them, we would hide behind, like, literally in the tree roots. There was, like, a 10-foot hole ditch that one of my friends crawled in to hide in, and I caught him. I don't know how. I just saw his eyes peeking out. There was, like, 50, like, a lot of acres, and I would just lay down and, just lay down. And I heard footsteps plenty of times. And sometimes the car's headlights were, like, scaring me, because, like, they caught me once. and I ran for the shed, and I hid under like a boat that was flipped over. So I hid under that, and then there was like a bunch of spiders in there. And yeah, so we kept crossing the ditch after that, and we were like making fun of the cars and stuff. One of my friends threw a pine cone at the car once, and that was just the stupidest idea ever. And then we kept crossing. We crossed about like 10 times before we were like, okay, this is getting a bit boring. And one of my friends, this was one of the stupidest of the friend group, like the stupidest. I'm talking the one that eats yellow starburst, so. And nobody's, and not just eat it, but kinda likes it. Like he would shove anything in his mouth. So something like that type. Right? So once again, I'm just chilling here, and my friend goes, he has, guys, watch this. I was like, oh, what are you gonna do now? So then he goes, oh my god, stop running from the close. So we go to, leave, and I see him, and he goes like, watch this, guys. So we watch him, thinking he's gonna like, do something like senseless for once, and he goes and sits. Not just sits, then he lays down in the middle of the highway. In the middle of it. But it's just it's like a one way, not a one way, but like there's two ways. Like there's one set on the road for the right, like the road that way, like north, and then there's one that sets on the left that goes like south, that type. Like there's like two roads. One for going that way, the one for going the opposite way. So he lays, but it's still like a main road, like you take to get out of there. So there was at least like 5 cars in like every minute. So he lays on the highway, and he was so lucky, no cars came for like 10 minutes. So this man almost falls asleep. He almost fell asleep. Like that's so good. He almost falls asleep, and we come back to see he's still on the highway. We're like, dude, what are you doing? It was like, oh my god, what the heck am I doing? So then a car comes by, and like literally not even 10 seconds later, another car comes by. We're like, dude, we almost probably just saved your life. Like if they didn't see you, you were dead. Like some people don't pay attention when they drive. Like do you not understand that? Like not every car is gonna be straight focused on the road in front of them. Some of them text or drive drunk, like it does. Like people are crazy nowadays. So, cause we were like, where is this guy, man? Like I swear to God, if we go back and he's still on the road, like we're gonna kill him. So like, dude, what are you doing? And it's like I almost fell asleep. And that was pretty stressful. So then, what does he do? He does it again. I'm like, dude, just like, you gotta stop. For one, you're gonna either get in trouble by a car, or you're gonna get in trouble by like a cop, or one of the parents, your parents, doesn't matter. So, yeah, we should finish this game. No, I'm not. It's getting boring. And yeah, that was pretty much 2 story times. None of them had like really cool parts, but like I just thought that they would be pretty fun to share and talk about some of the cool things we did or fun things we did when we were little. Okay, I'll talk about one more because this felt like a stupid video. Okay, so I always, like, every time I go to a party past 7 o'clock, we always play Manhunt. Always. There's not one time we haven't played Manhunt other than, like, a party when I was, like, 2. Like, everything over 8 years old, we played Manhunt. So, one time, okay, this took place actually later than the last 2. So, okay, this is one of my friends since, like, kindergarten. Like, the summer before 1st grade. like my first ever like grade school type stuff, and I was like so excited. But I was at the pool, right? And I met this kid named Tyler, and that's how I met him. I'm in 7th grade now, so yeah, it's been a long time, like, and we're still like really tight. So one night, I think it was a Halloween party at his house. No, it was a grill. It was a grill. No, it wasn't. It was a Halloween party. There's two things. Could have been a grill, like late past the grill when everybody went home, but I'm almost, yeah, it was the Halloween party. So this took place like a year or two ago. And we're at Tyler's house, and there's a kid named Preston, right? So he started working out a lot, and he used to be from this like kind of slow kid, and then he got like extremely fast. Like this man wasn't like from a kindergarten through 1st grade school, then kindergarten through 3rd grade, and then a 4th through 6th, and then a 7th through 8th, which is our middle school that I'm in now. Which there's not a 6th through 7th, the 6th through 8th, it's a 7th through 8th. So me and this kid, hold up, I'm still trying to remember this. So me, Tyler, and I'm pretty sure Andrew or Nick, or it could have been both, but I'm pretty sure it was Andrew. So none of us are really, I'm the fastest one out of that group still, but at this point Preston is like faster than me. So we were playing Manhunt, and so it was Nick and Andrew, yeah. So Nick's house is right next to Preston's house. Preston's house is right next to Tyler's house, and like right across the street, and then Nick's is right next to his. And then Andrew is right across the street from Nick's. So like they have this area, right? They have this area of just their friend group, right? And it expands on for like another 3 houses of their friend group, but they don't know, like they're not really all like there. So we were all still dressed up in our costumes, and sorry, it's hard to kind of remember this stuff, but me and Drew Tyler, we went inside to like to hide, and he found us, right? So we went outside and we started walking away, and then we were just chilling, like at this point, because we're like, this dude's not gonna find us. Like, why would we even worry about anything? So then, could you not, 2 seconds later, he runs around the house. Like, who does that? He goes a full sprint around the house. And I'm like, dude, what is this man doing? Like, how did he get over here so quickly? Little did I know, he was really fast. So me and Tyler and Andrew and Nick are just chilling, and then we see Preston. So he had a machete mask on, like not a machete, but Jason or like Jason or like Freddy or something like that. Is Jason or Jason? Jason, that's his name, Jason. Yeah, the machete guy. So he also has this plastic machete, but like he used it, like if he hit you with it, like you were his teammate, or like it was like an infection game kinda. You were his teammate, and you would have to like help find the other people and tag them. So we all were like, okay, if we get tagged, like, but get away from me. And you can't do like the faking stuff like, nah, I didn't get tagged, and then like go get tagged, because everybody there would do that. So then we said no doing that. So Andrew and Nick, not even gonna cap, it was me, like fast, like I was by far the fastest. Then Tyler was like the closest to being fast, and then Nick and Andrew like extremely slower than Tyler. So next thing I know, Andrew and Nick got caught, and then we're just like, oh my god, like how did y'all? And then like instead of just talking to them, we're just like trying to make sure we don't get tagged by any of them. So then Nick and Andrew are like really smart, so they're trying to just keep their cool and be like, you guys go around the house, I'll get you this and that, I'll get you this side of the house. And this is before Tyler had his big patio, so this was hard to pull off, like going around the house, because it was just straight backyard. Like, he didn't have a patio we can hide in, like he does now, a ginormous backyard patio. So then, we see Preston coming around the corner, and I'm telling you, dead sprint. Like, he doesn't know, like, he probably, I don't know how he knew we were there. So then, we're like, oh my god, thank God. Thank living Jesus that he did not get us. So, cause like we were hiding right next to this thing. It was another place, and he runs around the house just like the other story I told. He runs around the house, and like we were hiding like right next to his house, where like the AC vents are and stuff. So we're hiding right next to this man's house, and he runs right past us, and we're like, oh my god. And then he said it too loud. He was like, oh my god, and then started laughing. And he says this way too loud, and then I'm like, dude, what the heck? But I said it quietly just in case he didn't hear him. Just like, dude, what the heck? So then he turns around and looks straight at us. And I just, like, I ditch everybody in this type of stuff. I'm not like, come on, dude, like, we gotta get out of here. Like, cause, I mean, first time you start caring about someone is the first time you die. So, like, or in this case, get tagged. I mean, if it was a real situation of dying, I mean, I probably would have helped, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah. He almost gets tagged. So then at this point, it's just me and Tyler. So he looks at us, and I'm running straight to the street. I'm not even trying to get around the house. I'm just running straight to the street, like dead sprint. And I see him going after Tyler. So he tags Tyler, but it's too late. Like, I was already starting to try and run around the house again, like hide in the backyard, because his backyard's like kind of big, but it's like pretty much uphill. But it was still, like, he still had a pretty big backyard, like, compared to mine and, like, every other person. But it doesn't have woods back there, which is the catch. So, and there was the lights on, because, like, they were trying to do, like, they were drinking back there. I'm not even gonna cap. They were drinking back there. Which is why I think it could have been a barbecue. I was pretty sure, because he had a machete and, like, that stuff, so I'm pretty sure. And Preston's chasing us. And then Tyler goes around the house. And then at this point, I'm like screwed. Tyler got caught. I ran around the house, but it's too late. So Preston charges at me. And I was like, dude, I'm the fastest in this group. Why am I even scared? Like, I can just keep outrunning this kid. But eventually I'm going to get caught because, like, people are going to surround me. Like, all 5 of them would surround me. So then, this next time, I'm just running around the house, like, when after I ran into the street, run back around because he caught Tyler. I was like, oh shoot, this is my chance to get away. He's going after Tyler. I'm not gonna help the kid. I'm not gonna, like, be his bait or whatever. So I keep running. He tags Tyler. It's too late. I'm running around the house. He comes after me. I'm like, why am I even scared at this point? Like, I cannot run him. Yeah, I thought wrong. Little did I know. Preston's little sneaky butt was actually faster than all of us. Almost by far. He was very faster than me, but he's by far faster than everybody else. I turn around, and he's right on my tail with this machete, and I thought it was real for a second, and I screamed like, like, oh my god, what the heck? So then he's just like, god, I can't even express the terror that I was experiencing, because this man was at least 10 yards, that's 30 feet, he was at least 30 feet away, and his ass was 2 feet behind me in less than 5 seconds. That is pretty impressive, because I was I knew that I was actually one of the fastest, or the fastest there. So I was like, oh my god, I am caught. So I do this move every time I play tag or manhunt. When they're on your tail, if they're faster than you, just start swerving. Like, act like you're gonna go to the right, cut back left, and then act like you're gonna go left, cut back right. Like, just keep going in like a zigzag, except don't keep going in that consecutive order. Like, you want to mix it up, like right, left, right, left, right. Keep going right, left. I keep cutting so it throws them off balance, and then just do a dead sprint, because they're obviously gonna get tired of it at some point. But when you won't get tired of it, because your adrenaline's pumping. So that's what happened to me. I just kept doing that. I still didn't get away because he threw the machete at my leg and it caught my leg and I tripped and he tagged me. So I was like, dang it, bro. Like, good play. Game recognizes game cost. So, like, good play. I'll give you that one. That was really good. So then, okay, so we thought this was extremely hilarious, but it was just, we were just a little, like, we were like, what, 10, 9, 10? I want to say we were 9, because I do not remember thinking this was that funny. So we all caught back up with each other, we're like, okay, that was a close game, but good job. Because, like, I almost won that, like, if you got back to the base or something like that. So I was like, I almost won that. And they were like, yeah, you're so good at this game, but Preston caught you. So I was like, yeah, I know. So then we go back and we circle around the house and his neighbor's right behind him. His neighbor's house is right next to it, but like this is where the camp out was, like where we hide. So when someone ran across the house, like we would be like pretty much not be able to see them unless they turned their head to the left, like jerked their head really hard, and then we'd be like right there. But yeah, and we saw Tyler's neighbor was chilling there, like in his bed with his shirt off. He stood up and he didn't have his clothes on. We said he didn't have his clothes on, but he didn't have his shirt on, and he might have been in his boxers and underwear. So us being the little kids that we were, someone pointed, I think this was Nick that pointed this out, and we died laughing. And I mean died. Like, one of us was almost at the point where we were crying. Like, and it was so mature of us. It was like, we were so stupid, though. But we thought we were cool, so. We laughed so hard at that for no reason, like little piglets. And that's pretty much, that almost concludes the story, but it doesn't end there. So this guy sees us looking at him, and he just has the most disgusted look on his face, because we were not just laughing at them, but one of the kids in our friend group, we realized that he was staring at this guy, like he wanted to like get some of them, and you know what I mean by that. So it looked like he wanted like eat this guy. So he closes his blinds. I've never seen someone close their blinds so quickly. I mean, people don't really close their blinds that I've seen, but like I've never seen someone be like so. Just like, bam! I was like, okay, well that concludes that. Let's get the heck out of here before this guy calls the cops. So yeah, I guess that's today's story time. I have a lot more Manhunt story times that you guys will probably like. You might not. But I mean, full send, you know what I'm talking about? It's just something, part of my life that I think would be really cool to share. That's so far in my life. But I'm gonna have a lot more coming up stories because I'm only in the 7th grade, so like, yeah, that concludes the entire story time today. Pretty happy about it. And yeah, it's my first story time. And see you guys